So often when people are just starting painting, they experience the same phenomena of walking into an art supply shop and being overwhelmed with the number of brushes available. So in this video, I want to go through the different brushes that I use and that I recommend that you get to get started with painting, or perhaps to expand the repertoire or the collection of brushes you already have. So let's get started. Now, I know how intoxicating and also slightly intimidating it can be when you walk into an art materials store and there might be a wall of different brushes, and they say that they're for different types of painting techniques and they're different shapes and sizes. So today let's break them down and have a look at the types of brushes that I use all the time in my studio. And I thought I'd start with my favorite type of brush, which is a bristle that's made out of synthetic material, and it's called a Taclon bristle. So I've got really oversized brushes here today to show you so that you can see the different shapes that I'm talking about. And I thought I'll begin by talking about this round brush. So you can see how it's got round bristles. And this is a really common style brush that comes in all different sizes. It gets right down to very small. And they're great for doing line work with. They're great for doing straight lines as well as beautiful curvy lines if you choose. But to be honest, I probably use round brushes only about 10% of the time in my studio practice. The type of paintbrush that I use even less than that, even though it's a beautiful brush and when you need it, it's fantastic to have in your toolkit, is a filbert brush. So this is got a more of a straight sort of flat edge there, and you can see it comes up and it's just curved at the top. And this brush is beautiful for making sort of dabbing marks with. It's lovely for both acrylic and oil painting. But again, I don't use this brush all that much because when I'm trying to make a straight line or to create even a curved but a smooth edge, I tend to rely on a flat brush. So this is called a flat brush because it's cut straight across the top. It's usually fairly narrow. And this one, again, I've got an oversized one so that you can sort of see it on the video. I use flat brushes all the time. Well, about 80% of the time, I'd say. And they have so much control in the way that you can just sort of edge your hand across like this if you're trying to make a straight line, or you can drag it slowly like this and that'll give you a different effect. And then they're great for blending and they're fantastic. I would recommend going out and getting yourself, you can get these packs of them these days and they're really economical. So this one's got 5 flat brushes in it, and even though it says that it's for acrylics, you can still use them for oil paints if you choose to embark on such an adventure of painting with oil paints, and I highly recommend that you do. Don't worry that it says acrylics only, you can use them for oils. So that's the Taclon style bristle. Alternatively, the brush that I learnt to paint with and that I still use in my studio, particularly when I'm working on large acrylic sort of paintings, or actually small acrylic paintings too, but I tend to just use them with acrylics, are these hog hair brushes. So these are the really budget style brush that you can pick up. Quite often you could get a brush like that for about $1.10, maybe 85 cents. And they are the ones that we used when I went to TAFE. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with them. They are just a little bit coarser in the bristles, and that's why I like using the Taclon, because it has a smoother sort of finish. But if smoothness isn't what you're after, if you're looking for some texture or if you're looking for very gestural marks, your hog hair brushes are going to work perfectly fine. And again, you can pick these up really accessibly from your discount $2 shops. They stock them like they're going out of fashion. So they're nice and accessible. And the last brush that I wanted to tell you about that I recommend highly that you get is this 3-inch flat brush. Now, I used to use just ordinary house painting brushes all the time in my studio practice, but then I started to buy these ones And what I love about them is how narrow they are. And this means that when it comes to washing up your brushes, you've got a lot less paint stuck in the bristles, and so you waste a lot less paint. It's easier to clean up rather than using the big fat house painting brushes that I was using, which are also perfectly fine. If you're not worried about wasting paint, then absolutely go ahead and use them. You won't waste that much, but over time you'll find these ones will save you in the long run. Plus, they're also this one here is a Taklon bristle as well, so it's got very fine, smooth bristles that give a lovely smooth effect in my paintings. And this is the brush that I use when I'm blending my oil paints and blending my acrylics. So there you have it. There's 3 different types of brushes for you. They've got the hog hair, the flat Taklon, and then all the different shapes and sizes of the ordinary Taklon brushes as well. Now, if you are looking to dive in to get started with painting and creativity, I've created a free 10-day e-course that you can get started with right away, and that's at nicolanewman.com/begin. And I'll pop that link in down below beneath this video. I'd love to hear about your experience with brushes in the comments and sharing what brush you particularly like, or maybe struggles that you have with brushes, and I'll be able to jump in there and help you out. I'm wishing you a fantastic week. Be kind to yourself, nurture your creativity, and I'll see you later. Bye. Now, if you're new to my blog and you would like some help to get started with painting and creativity, I've created a beautiful 10-day free e-course that takes you through just that, getting started with painting and creativity. And you can find that at nicolanewman.com/begin. And in there you'll be taken through how to paint an abstract painting, we'll do some writing and some photography exercises, and it's loads of fun.